not fired?
Because I'm your wife. You can't fire me. We in this together.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It is your boy H. Hart Henry, and this is the Thursday podcast. And we are now streaming on iHeart, Amazon, and Spotify. And we have a great episode. We have some friends over today, and we have a new unretired host with us today, and it is the Her. Yay! She's back. She's back.
I'm so happy to be back.
Oh, man.
Thank you for telling me that we had one today.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. You know, she's been reneging on her duties.
I have not.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of people been asking, when's the Her coming back? I said the Her's handling business stuff.
He fired me.
No, I didn't. Anyway. So we have a great show today, like I said. So don't forget, the Thursday podcast is sponsored by Sons of SP Phillips. Go to sonsofspphillips.com. It is an online boutique and thrift store for men and women that sells clothing and accessories. A lot of good stuff, a lot of affordable stuff. So go check out the website and see what you can get. And so without any further ado, I'm just going to bring in our friends and just let them introduce themselves, and we're going to get right into what we're talking about, because we're getting back into bringing on our married guests and our couples, and we're going to finish out this season 3. So go ahead.
Awesome. Hi, I am Tashina Green and
Darrin
Green. These are friends of ours. I've known Tashina since she was
in middle school. Yeah. Monroe Middle School. Shout out. Rest in peace, Monroe.
She is my little crack baby.
Oh my gosh.
Because I knew you was going to get it in there, so I had to get it first.
You are the crackhead. He is Crackhead Harkless. All of his mail, his name in my phone is Crackhead. He does not have the first name.
I know. What was it? The Christmas card she mailed? And I'm like, I can't believe the post office delivered that.
Crackhead.
I think even our wedding invitations we've had, like when we invited you, it was like, they're like, do you want me to put Crackhead? No, yes, that's his name.
Yeah. Somebody asked, who is Crackhead? Anyway, before we start, we had this new segment that the Her is unaware of called A Moment in Shoes, because the Her and I are minor shoe heads, sneaker heads, and you know, we like to feature our shoes and all this. And she got, what are these?
Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones. Yes, these Air Force Ones. These are
Katie would love
fire.
those. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I got them when I was visiting Leah Morrow.
Grambling
State University.
Graham fam.
Picked those up in Louisiana.
Had some crawfish on it too.
Shut up.
I got to bring out my Paris Mids Jordan 1s. Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yes. I got these on the sneaker app. I don't think people were hip to those. I've never seen anybody in them.
Oh, you could have brung your one shoes.
Mm-hmm. Our guests didn't bring their shoes.
They forgot the assignment?
The assignment was relayed late.
Oh, see?
Didn't have to be sneakers. It could have been anything.
I got some Guess boots.
Okay, Guess boots.
You want to show them? Show them.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. If he came in here with them some funky Birkenstocks with the footprint in them, I'm like, nah.
I should have. That's exactly what I should have brought.
Do you wear Birkenstocks?
I don't, but
neither do I.
I have some that are like similar, like the cheap ones, because I'm not paying $100.
But the breaking your foot in thing, I just can't get behind. Like I don't understand that.
It's really weird, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But I do have some that kind of favor them, but they're comfortable.
Did you have to break your foot in, and now they're comfortable, or
no? They were comfortable from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom had to take hers back.
Yeah, she wanted a pair so bad. Got those pairs, and she hated them. So we had to return them.
Yeah. Like the next week.
Yeah. But anyway.
I don't like the discoloration from your foot. It just starts to look dirty after a while.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah, somebody was trying to sell them on Facebook.
I seen that.
Right. They were black, dirty.
They were nasty.
Oh my God.
Oh, barely worn. No.
Those were all the way worn.
Man.
Those were worn.
Man.
All the oils and dirt from your feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
like selling old carpet. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah.
So did they sell or did they take them?
I don't know.
No, I seen somebody posting about it, and it was like going around when they were talking about the person who was posting.
Yeah, we went so hard on they took them down.
Yeah, they should have. They really tried to resell them.
And we went hard on them.
If y'all plan on selling your Birkenstocks, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, Tashina and Darrin Green, we are happy to have you here in the Elephant Room Studios. And I brought you on here because, number one, I consider you guys family, and I love you guys a great deal. And
Me too.
We do love y'all.
yeah, and watching you over the shut up, Darrin. Watching you guys over the years, I've been impressed at your growth and your success. So I want you to just go ahead and tell them, about your business and what you guys do, and we'll move in from there.
Absolutely. So we are both licensed real estate agents. We are with, I'm with Emerge Real Estate, and we have a team called Green and Associates. Mm-hmm. So we actually are really into helping people purchase normally their first home. We do a lot of new builds. Basically, we're all about real estate education and making sure that people can know what they're buying and know what they're getting into as they're purchasing and or selling. Right.
That information would have been helpful for me on my first house.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they helped us get the house we have now, but the house I had before, I was caught up in the adjustable rate mortgages. They were like back when Bush was president.
All
they were throwing.
Craziness.
Oh my god!
Because you bought your house, your first house. What year did you buy that? Do you remember?
I don't, but
maybe creepy and look it up for you.
Yeah, it was when Bush was. It was way before. It was in. I think it was during Bush's second term. Because that's when they started just doing crazy stuff with the housing market. They was just selling people with bad credit houses.
Yes. I mean, that literally, it was something called stated income loans. Mm-hmm. So you could literally state how much you made. You didn't have to prove it.
Yep.
And they would actually give you a loan for that amount.
Yep.
So people were like working at McDonald's making like $5-6 an hour. Like, I make $200,000 a year. What? I want this $1 million house. And they were like, okay, let's do it.
No.
And then they put them on adjustable rates.
Adjustable rates. So then your payment comes due. You're paying this like basically interest only, very little, and then you go up and it hits you, and now your payment is triple what it was originally. Mm-hmm. So now you are unable to make that payment, and so it happened to millions of people all at once, which is why the housing market crashed the way it did.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, it was
insane. I mean, it was a lot of things around like that happened, and there was one guy I was actually on a panel with recently, and he was like, "Yeah, I used to be a lender like that," and I was like, "I don't know if you should maybe tell people that. Maybe keep that to yourself a little bit." But he was like, "No, I'm using my information for good." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But ultimately, that's what it was, and they were getting paid bonuses for selling or for making
the lenders
loans.
were
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He said, and then one day they came in and they were like, "We can't do this anymore." And he said, "My business went from like making millions of dollars to making nothing in a matter of like seconds."
Yeah,
basically.
a lot of those lenders shut down and went out of business. Because, matter of fact, the lender I had, after about a couple years, because once Obama got in office, they started making the programs to help people because people was losing their homes.
Yep.
So when he got in office, I'm not saying he did it, but whoever, they started these programs. And I was trying to look up the lender I had originally, nowhere to be found. And then the loan that I had been sold multiple times. Mm-hmm. And each time they sold it, it was just a headache.
I remember us dealing with the last lender you had. They were a pain in the butt.
Yeah. So if you're in a situation, get good real estate agents because...
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, we end up selling our house and it did not go on our credit and we did not get, I think I actually got a 15-cent check.
Yeah, balling.
Right.
And he didn't even share it.
Rude.
How dare you?
Well, you just drunk some of my water, so you got it.
Cannot. So where are you guys licensed? Just Ohio or
We are just licensed in Ohio right now. In the future, we'll probably get licensed in some other states, but we have enough people to deal with here. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to really grow and expand our business in Columbus and make sure that our processes are good before we expand too fast.
Okay.
Right.
Because that's when your customer service goes down, people get missed and things like that. So we're really trying to build our systems and processes here and really make sure that we're solid and able to help as many people as we can, and then we'll expand into those other states.
Okay. And if they want to get a hold of Green and Associates?
Yes, you can reach out to us by phone. You can reach out to me at 614-832-6039. You can reach out to us online. Our website is greenandassoc.com. You can also reach out to me at Tashina, Tashina, at greenandassoc.com for email. I'm on Instagram. It's Tashina Realtor on Instagram and Central Ohio Realtor on TikTok. So,
Sweet.
if you're interested, that's where we're at.
Thank
Sweet.
No problem.
What do you do, Darrin?
Darren's like shaking his head like, yeah.
What do you do? Just cut the grass or what?
Fold the clothes, dishes, anything.
Darren's trying to become a house husband, honestly. I'm thinking that's the role he's trying to take.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm cool with that.
I was knee deep into it. What was it, about
21, 2 years ago.
about 2 or 3 years ago? I'm talking knee deep. She had stepped out and became
took
the
the
manager.
entire business over.
She was a manager for Coldwell Banker for one point. So then I had to. We made it a joint decision, but I decided to take over the reins for it I don't know, probably only lasted about a year, and then it got into about track. And then I started doing track, and then she came back, and things kind of just fell a little different direction. So I say for me, if you ask me what I used to do was
Everything.
Was talking to the clients, controlling the transactions from beginning to finish, new build appointments, all of those things. She's kind of really taken over that aspect back from me on that aspect, and now I'm really kind of like backing her up on whatever it is that she's needing, and also kind of build up our past clientele, people that we've already kind of been closed and had relationships with, kind of making sure we're kind of keeping and building that up and keeping that. Something big that we need to do. I say almost about a year, so I probably was in like a little old midlife crisis myself, a little bit, just like literally just trying to figure out exactly where my direction is and what I wanted to do with, my own. Was once I got done with like last year when we won the state championship. I won the state championship at track at Pick Central High School, and and that was, but after, we're doing that. Like I took it on as I did real estate. We're talking about, you got possibly 10, 15 clients a week or so like that you're talking to, people that you're meeting. Not all of them are obviously closing, but you're still working on trying to figure out where they're at, what stage are they at, where are they going to be in the next month, keeping track of all those things. So when I get knee deep into those things, it's like I'm in it. Like I'm all the way like 100% in it. So I was doing that. Then it's when I carried over the track, same thing, I'm talking about 180 kids plus parents and things of that nature. Now all those kids I don't have to all the way interact with. Our distance team is kind of like 40 kids a piece. So they do their own separate. But it was just a whole bunch of relationships and things I was just doing at that time. And then after the state championship, I got kind of tired.
Right.
I burnt myself out a little bit.
Right.
I mean, literally, it was just probably just talking to people, to be honest with you. Just talking and just getting out there. Like I kind of wanted to be a little bit, selfish a little bit with my time and what's at home, because I wasn't at home. I wasn't giving home as much time as it needed to be. So it was a lot of things I was kind of struggling with. That's why I think when you was kind of you asked me earlier. When I was working at FedEx, I was doing some FedEx driving and whatnot, some things that we needed to do to have to be done, get some extra income coming in.
Right.
I don't know, figure out something else, maybe not exactly what I wanted to do, but I wanted to start driving some trucks or something like that. But I was trying to figure out, a direction that was comfortable for me and also not headache on top of family and duties and what we needed to have done. So that all kind of went back away. Now I am, like I said, kind of backing her up exactly what she needs to that way now. I mean, it helps. Really, it just helps out home, because just being from able to help her out, that means whatever's at home, when we're talking about the kids now, they're 10 and 10 and 6, and I mean now their activities are ramping up. So it's it's not that, and he's still in kindergarten. He only goes to school half the day. So first half of the day is he's still at home. So it just kind of helps on that aspect. I mean, and unfortunately with real estate, I mean, if you do it well enough, that's the only thing you really kind of need to do. Right. If you're doing it well enough, as far as the income purpose. So. Home in that, and then even myself, I guess you could say it's kind of where I've been at. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, don't minimize it. You're doing a lot.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get back to where it is that I can be to be at least most helpful to everyone.
Yeah. Listening to you, man, because I'm on the internet a lot, listen to a lot of content about. It's just crazy the information that I hear about relationships, dating, getting married, who should be paying for this, who should be making this amount, and everything. But nobody talks about the husband making the necessary sacrifices. Nobody talks about the husband, like you said, doing what has to be done, or just making sure home is taken care of by any means necessary. And Darrin, he's like you said, he's backing her up because that's her career, and he's jumping in, and when he's jumping in, he's probably giving them what they're earning what they're earning on probably on the 2 or the 3-fold at most. And then if something else needs to be done, he's like, hey, I'll just jump out there and get something else to do while I'm still doing what I love to do, which is to track. So
absolutely.
I definitely admire you for that. Because a lot of these dudes out here don't want to do that.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't. But then they want to tell everybody else how to rule and maintain their relationships. Then they want to set fire on women for having careers, or being strong, or being vocal women. And to me, it's annoying. It's just getting old, and I just kind of get tired of hearing it. But when I hear stuff like this, brothers doing what needs to be done, that's just good information to hear.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I mean, it was I had some waking up calls. She had to wake me up too. There were some things I need to be aware of, and I just had to wake up. I don't know what you want me to say. It's just what it is. And I'm happy. I'm much happier since we've had those conversations. I'm much happier, way happier. Right. Yeah, things are much happier and much better. So it's a lot of things gotten out. So I appreciate it. I appreciate her.
And that's good. And that's her backing you up, making sure you're still being the man of the house, making sure you're still in the lead. Because to be honest, being a black man today is hard. Regardless if you're a father or not, it's hard. There's a lot of things that comes. I've said this before. There's a lot of things in society that comes at us. Even when you're a single man, there's just a lot of things you got to watch out for. And then being a husband and a father, it's like you just got to work through a whole lot more. Yourself, your family, your kids, making sure your kids is retaining the right information. They're seeing a lot of things on this TV and internet, so you definitely got to step in and make sure that they're retaining the right information as they grow up. Me and Herb had some conversations. I mean, anything she tells me, I take with the grain of salt, and I work with it, and I go through it. And if it's something that she doesn't like, I take care of it, because I tell everybody, the queen is the most dangerous and most important piece on the chessboard.
Oh, yep.
But if you take...
I was in chess club in middle school.
Right.
Thank you.
I was just making sure she wasn't fronting on the queen.
No, actually,
she knew how the pieces actually moved.
I know exactly how they move.
Right.
We had a glass chessboard in my house. Thank you.
Yeah.
We couldn't play with it, but we did.
You're right.
She protects the king, and
Absolutely.
that's her job, to give you that conversation. Say, hey, get up and go. When you're not going, or you're going to end up in checkmate.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And I mean, just like you just really hit on it. It's more than just money. It's about communication. It's about bringing the family together, being able to have those tough conversations. listening. I mean, so you're just hit. I mean, like we always circle back to that. I mean, but it is important. The communication is key to successful relationships.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and every relationship no relationship is easy, especially in marriage. In marriage, marriage is not easy. Period. Point blank. Michelle Obama, man, she was saying like 70-30, 60-40 and stuff. Sometimes, she was like, it's not easy, but you know, she was just saying like, but do you still genuinely like this person? Can you work this out with this person? And if you're able to work it out, it'll be successful. And I also remember seeing a post how it said that people are ready for weddings but not marriage.
Yeah, right.
And that's pretty much what she was saying, because she said it's work.
Because they don't tell you about that part.
Right.
They don't.
They don't tell you about that part. Everything you hear or see, even from my childhood, was, you know, we might have seen a marriage, but it wasn't a successful one where there was a lot of communication. It was a lot of arguing. It was a lot of fighting. And then there was divorce. And so then I'm coming up off of that. Same for him. Like, so when we finally trying to think about, okay, what kind of relationship do we want to have? How does our thing work? And we don't really base it off of anyone else's perception or what anybody else thinks.
Right.
It makes a whole different thing because, you know, what I like to do in the house or what he likes to do in the house, those are two totally different things. So one of the things that we had at one point, we allowed other people to kind of dictate what we should be doing in our relationship. And at first, before we recognized the situation, it was like, no, that's what you did in your relationship. It doesn't work for ours. It's not the same for ours. And so as I even talked to my other married friends, we had that conversation. I'm like, well, girl, do you do this? Like, I just had to have that conversation. Like, yeah, we're, you know, so it was about, let's say, mopping floors. I don't mind mopping floors. I actually like it for some reason. So, but other people were like, oh, no, that's a man's job. And it's like, what?
Right.
I want to mop the floor. Let me mop the floor. So it's just something stupid.
Yeah.
But originally, I'm like, well, shoot, why ain't you mopping the floor then?
Right.
That's a man's job. And he's like, what? It's never been my job. You've never complained about that. Because it wasn't an issue for me.
Right.
So once we kind of got past that, and I realized, like, who cares who mops the floor as long as it's mopped?
Right.
You know what determines a man's and a woman's
Right.
job?
Right.
You know what determines that?
Right.
What determines
The gross stuff is the man's job.
Right.
What determines a man and woman's job is the person you're in a relationship
Exactly.
with. Because she, for the life of her, will never take the trash outside.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Oh, I don't mind.
I don't.
But he
See what I'm
does
saying?
it. But like if he's asleep or not feeling well.
No, I have done it. I
Yeah.
have done it.
She will do it on the rarest of occasions, even if the most emergencies, it still won't get done.
Right.
I did. No, listen, I'm not gonna lie.
That's
The trash was definitely not put out this week, and I seen the guy. I had more than enough time.
More than
I looked at it like,
Well, there's always next week.
it's not overflowing. We're good.
Right.
There are certain things I'm not. If
Yeah.
I won't do certain things. But you're aware of those
I'm
things.
aware. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's just
I don't have a
But-
problem taking the trash out.
But
You know what I
I
hate? What I
will.
do hate? I hate when we let the trash can just overflow instead of just wrapping it up and you put it out.
I
in
do
the
that when I know
garage,
you're coming
what I
home
mean?
soon. If I know you ain't coming home soon, I'm gonna take it out. But if you coming home soon, it's gonna be sitting there when you get here.
But it works for them. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
He hates it, but I'm like, dude, I'm trying to do other stuff. I'm trying to remember what to cook for dinner. I'm trying to figure out that, make sure we got all the ingredients. So yeah, you could take the trash out. It's fine.
Yeah.
With a smile.
Right.
And we run into similar things like that because I do all the cooking.
Yes.
Okay.
She does. Her job is to stay out of my kitchen. Clear.
Only if I'm baking. If I'm
Okay.
baking, I'm
Yeah.
allowed in the kitchen.
Because
Okay.
us in the kitchen,
Yeah.
it's like that.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. I'm
Okay
going
with
to kill
that.
her. I'm serious.
But that is because I am a baker and I need exact measurements.
Yes.
So if I'm trying to cook with him because like I want to spend time with him, he'll say like,
You freehanding it?
yes,
She the freehander
put
too.
some salt in it. I'm sorry. How much salt, sir?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
Until the
Then the
ancestors
next
say
time I
that's enough, my child.
Right.
Like, come on.
And look, here we go. You know what? Guess what happens, Tosh? The great meal happens. All right. And the next time you try to make the great meal, it don't taste the same.
Because there were no exactly. And so when that happens, he goes,
You're not a
"Get out my
baker, though.
kitchen."
I don't know why you need specific.
Yeah.
Because I remember one
That
time
makes sense here.
I remember one time she made some fish, fried some fish one time, great seasoning. I was like, oh man, it was just amazing. Next time she tried to do it, flat.
You're like, womp,
Bland,
womp.
like,
Hey.
and she's like, "Oh, I thought
my
I did it
facial's
right."
bland.
It was.
Hey, I made this mac and cheese about a month ago.
Man, that was some bomb
It'll
mac
never
and
taste
cheese.
that
It'll
good
never
again.
taste the same. It's like whatever I did, it'll never taste the same. Even if I had the instructions and everything, I'm telling you,
It would taste the same.
No, it
With
wouldn't.
instructions.
No, it wouldn't. Because you know what? I wouldn't have the same exact seasoning or something. Like I'm going to run out of the all-purpose seasoning or whatever.
Lowry's.
Well, see, because when he made this mac and cheese, I said, what kind of cheese did you buy this time? Write it down so we know for next time. Did you write it down?
No. And it was funny because I bought the cheese I bought it because they was out of the other cheese that I needed.
Hey, that happened.
So I was just throwing cheeses in.
And I know that I should have written it down, and I did not.
Yes.
And so now I'll never have that mac and cheese again.
Sorry for you. It might be better the next time.
It won't.
It'll be better.
It won't.
You should be able to, like, remember the packaging or something like.
I don't know.
Craft.
I'm like, I don't know if it was like
Just go
Kobe
buy a
Jack
bunch of
or
different.
Mexican. Like, I have no idea, but that
We'll
Was
figure
it
it out.
Mexican? It wasn't Mexican.
I'm sure I sprinkled some Mexican in it.
Okay. Yeah, so
Sharp.
for my mac and cheese, a lot of times I just mix whatever. Like I'll buy my regular mac and cheese, like or cheeses. But then if I have like a little bit of something else left in the refrigerator that I need to use, I'll just use that.
I want to say it was like Kobe Jack because I really love.
I always use
I think I
Kobe
used
Jack in mine.
Kobe, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar,
and some Mexican I don't know, but that was
had
the
a
best.
bunch.
We've
I had a
digressed.
bunch,
Sorry,
yeah.
we've
Yeah.
digressed.
But no, anyway.
Because
But
mac and cheese is a staple.
but
Like, we have to
my
talk
mom kind
I
of gets
want some.
upset. She don't get upset.
She does that I don't cook.
She's
I
like,
think she has a problem. with it.
yeah. She'd be like, you should just let her cook. Or I'm like, Ma, I don't want, I
But
don't.
I can. I just don't like to.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not a
And-
big deal.
It's not.
And she handles. I don't like handling finances.
Okay.
She does because I don't.
That's a man's job.
I have a thing about bills in the mail, so I just let her handle it.
Yeah.
Because I get tired of seeing bills because I feel like when I see bills, I feel like we're broke, and I just like what? Because I'm used to getting by. So
Yeah.
she has a system. I let her handle the system.
Yeah, I don't know why numbers, like, I was an English major. I graduated from Ohio State with a degree in English. When we would do, like, those testing, those, like, numbers were the things that I actually scored really, really high
Really well
in.
on. Okay.
So numbers just come naturally to me. So, I've helped people with financing, help with their finances, getting them out of debt, coming up with plans to get them out. That's just something that I'm good at. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm not a math. I don't enjoy math. I'm just good at it. So
LLC.
when he gave me, the opportunity to shine with, handling our finances, then I just took it. And so now he doesn't have to be anxious about bills and mail.
I think that's the best part about marriage that nobody really talks about. It does not matter what role it is or who plays that role.
Right.
It depends on the person that's playing it. So if you're good at bills and you're good at food, who cares?
Right.
Like, why would you put them just because tradition says that you should be doing the bills and you should be doing the
kitchen,
food? Like,
right? Yep.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And so now that we have that understanding, it's easier for us to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because it's our definition. Marriage is defined by the two people who are in it, not by everybody else.
Exactly.
And so that's the great part about it.
Right. And a lot of these people just like I said, giving this advice. People who are in broken relationships, damaged relationships, haven't been in relationships,
Always have something.
trying to
say.
tell people, trying to tell everybody what you're supposed to be doing.
Y'all should do this. Did it work for you?
Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Oh, I gotta have a man making 6 figures. I'm like, you probably didn't even grow up in a household with a man that earns 6 figures. So why do you want that? You should just want a plate on the table because that's probably how you grew up.
I seen it on. It was a TikTok. I love TikToks. I actually take myself off of it because you can get so wrapped up into it.
That's why they're trying to get rid of
Then
it.
you have to because you can. I swear you could get like you'll be going like somebody will send me a TikTok and then I'll just keep scrolling and it'll be like 45 minutes later and you're like, whoa.
Who's trying to get rid of it?
The government. They're trying
Real
They're saying China's doing stuff, trying to
Yeah.
infiltrate us and all this other stuff.
It's weird. They've been talking about it for a while though.
Yeah, they're really moving on it now recently.
Really, man. But anyways, in
Good.
this
Get my
conversation,
kids off of it.
That's what I said.
I'm serious.
It's so
I'll be
dope.
happy for that.
So good. You
'cause
learn
in
so much on
China-
TikTok for real.
In China, their access to not hip hop, but TikTok is all educational programs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're letting us flood our kids with nonsense.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it's a big thing in
really need
DC.
I really need to get rid of that. Seriously.
Our daughter, she loves
hate
it. She does all the dances. But on the TikTok that I saw, the girl gets in the car and they're like going on their first date. And she's like, do you make six figures? He's like, yeah. He's like, you got your own place? She was like, yeah. He's like, do you have this? So she's like running these things down. Like within 5 seconds of her getting in the car. And he was like, oh, okay. So do you, have your own place? She was like, I mean, I'm staying with my mom right now. And
Right.
he was like, do you have a good job? Well, I mean, I'm working at the nail shop or something. Not the nail shop. It was something silly, but like McDonald's or something
Right.
crazy. And so he's like, you asking all of this of me, but you don't even have it for yourself.
Right. Did he end that
So-
date?
He was like, okay, you can get out now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can get out now. That was like, how can you ask that? But
Wow.
Right.
Good for him.
yep.
Yeah. I asked her 20 questions. I said, no. I didn't ask her.
Nobody
anything.
believes that.
I didn't ask her
Nobody.
anything.
No one.
So how did you two initially meet? And how long y'all been
Oh,
married?
yeah. Yes. Good
Oh
question.
my gosh. So we've been married 7.5 years now. It'll
Okay.
be 8 years in September. We started dating in 2006.
Are you sure, Darren? You look a little.
Yep. 2006.
You want to tell your version of the story or my version?
Is this gonna be like Martin? Were y'all telling how y'all met? And Martin was like the pimp.
Yeah, he tries to make it seem like he was like super hardcore.
No, it's not true. One's just the truth and one is not. Very simple. Very
She sprinkled a
Okay.
little pixie dust on you. You was
No,
like,
mine is accurate. His is so extra.
Why is it so extra?
Because it is.
It's not extra. It's simple.
So
It's very simple.
so I don't even know if I want to say that part. Okay, so I was a senior in high school, and my best friend was dating his brother, and so we were supposed to go together because this was like, my senior year. So my mom was letting me go, and I was a completely sheltered child.
was he in high school?
No.
Oh,
He was in college.
Oh.
Wait, but if you were like a senior and he was a freshman.
He was not.
Sophomore.
He was almost 21.
Almost, but not.
I went to your 21st birthday party.
Well, that's not terrible.
No, I'm not. Man, whatever. Right?
yeah.
Whatever.
So
It worked out.
it worked out. It worked
So-
out. Age ain't nothing but a number. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway, so she went to, she invited me to go, hang out with her boyfriend and Darrin at the time, up in PA. They were in college in PA. My mom, for some reason, this weekend, of all the weekends, like I went everywhere with my best friend. So for some reason, she wouldn't let me go. So I didn't get to go. And my best friend comes back and she's like, oh my God, you have to meet her boyfriend. She's like, you got to meet my boyfriend's brother. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't even know he had a brother. Like, we went to school with this kid. So he, we, of course, his Facebook had just came out. And so we go on and Facebook stalk him. His page is private. He has the worst profile picture. It's dark and dingy. His head is down. He's got a hat on. You can't see anything except like half a lip. Like you can't see anything. So we're like, dang. And his profile's private. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, shoot. I'm a bold singer. It's singer. You think you the stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I'm like, shoot. I'ma just add him. Like whatever. So I add him on Facebook. Nobody questions a girl adding you on Facebook. Like, it's just like, whatever. This fool, he like, sends me a direct message like, hey, where do I know you from, sweetheart?
She didn't respond.
It was 3 days. It took me 3, y'all.
No,
Okay,
no.
senior-
She didn't respond, so I rejected her.
So listen.
Yes, you pressed
So
rejected.
listen.
Okay.
So I didn't even know that part until like recently. But on the messenger, I kept on like thinking like, so you know how you go and you try typing some BS and then you're like, nah, that ain't gonna work. So then after 3 days, I was like, bump it. I'm gonna just tell him the truth. Like, I don't know you, but you met my best friend, da-da-da-da. So then from there, we started talking and we really like, again, he was up in PA. I was here in Columbus. So we talked all the time.
Probably about, 3 months? About 2 or 3
about
months.
2 or 3 months.
Before you actually met?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then he came and we went out on our first date and we went to the movies. And we were supposed to go to Mongolian, but it was closed. So that was the Sunday.
Yep. So we sat out on
the bench outside in Easton and kind of just talked and took pictures. And really, we kind of bonded and clicked from there.
Right.
But then he ended up going, so I was heading to college. I ended up going to Kent State, and he was in PA, so I thought we was going to be close. Nah, his mama was like, send him down to Virginia. So he ended up going down to Virginia, and I was up in Kent, so we broke up. We kind of just drifted apart. We didn't even break up. It was no official anything. It was just like a drift apart. Did we break up officially that time?
He's noodling on that. What
I
happened?
mean,
Is there a discrepancy, sir?
no, we was just far apart. We just. I remember I was sitting in my sister's house, and we just. You know, I don't know. Shoot,
I didn't have a car.
Long distance relationship.
It was a lot, and we were young.
Long distance relationships is hard. I mean, I don't know how long did it even last till.
Man, I think you
Did we
pulled
get
out of the
together
driveway and we
September?
was almost done.
Whatever. It went through like September or October.
It did.
Like
It did. We
I was
attempted.
I was in college
Yeah.
for at least a month or so. I don't know. It just
And
came
then
to
that
a
was
conversation.
it.
It's just one of those conversations on the phone where you just like.
You know, it's kind of over. And so then, we had dated off and on from 2006. We dated in 2008. We both graduated from college in 2009.
Off and on. No, I would call it just on the summer.
That's off and on, Darren.
We weren't dating.
I blocked him. Let me tell you, I blocked him.
We went together
He-
for about a week.
It was
And
longer than a
She broke
week.
up with me. And she broke up with me on one summer. One of the summers we come back.
He called my mama and took my mama on a dinner date.
That was you skipping years.
What
now.
year is that? That was what year?
2 or 3 years after. I moved back home at that point.
No.
Yeah,
I thought
'cause
that was
went
the
to
summer.
Outback. That's when I was starting working at Outback.
Oh, Outback was the bomb.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
it was, see how she
it was
skipping
off and on for a while.
Why did you take Shuby out on a date?
Because he was trying to get to me because I blocked him. And this was back before like your phone could actually block people. You had to have I think it was called like Mr. Number. It was an app on your phone that you could like download and it would block people.
I don't remember that one.
Oh man. Okay.
Mr. Number.
So did that work? You took mom out to dinner
did
and
work.
okay.
She's here. Yep.
These are facts.
Got me,
And
got me back in the door.
What else happened? 2009. Oh my gosh. So we both graduated from college. He graduated in August of 2009. I graduated in December. So New Year's? Was it New Year's?
August or May. New Year's, yeah.
New Year's we hung out and kind of rekindled things. Broke up again then.
Yeah, after a few months. Yeah.
After a few months. And then 2011 came around and I had went through some stuff. My cousin had passed away from brain cancer, and so he was there. And so that meant a lot to me because their birthdays are on the same day, so it meant a lot. So once he was there, he kind of became my person. And then he ghosted me.
What?
He did.
He what?
He ghosted me. He did. He absolutely just
He
disappeared.
ghosted.
Really, Darren? We're
He
ghosting?
did. That's what he did. And then I ended up moving in because I had moved back with my mom, and we were I had rented a house. So I rented this house, and that was my mom, my brother. We were all trying to live together, save money, and I was going to buy that house. I really wish I would have freaking bought that house because I would have made so much money. At that time, it would have been $115. It was in Strawberry Farms with Westerville Schools,
yeah.
Columbus, Texas. I would have made so much money. Anyways, that's the real estate agent and me talking. But we ended up moving out of that house. I moved into my own apartment, and I was talking to other guys. I had other guys. Oh boy comes over, and he would not leave all summer. He was a teacher at the time, so
Oh, was it?
you were sub. You were sub and coaching, kind of.
I was about to get my license and I just got the coaching job.
Yeah. So at that point, I couldn't get rid of him.
So he started stalking you. Wait, were
He-
you down?
It was so bad. I was going to work and coming home, and he was still at the house. he was kicking it at my house, and so, but I also believe in like we're not together. So until you ask me to be your girlfriend, I can talk to whoever I please. I'm going to we can have fun, we can kick it. I'll cook you dinner. I don't care, but we're not together. So cuddling and all that stuff is a no. So one day he calls me while I'm at work, mind you.
Everything but the cuddling, huh?
We didn't cuddle. Apparently it worked. You were very upset about your cuddling.
I was. You can finish.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so.
He really needed his cuddles, okay? And so he calls me at work, and he's not a caller. He'll text you. Like, he's texted me. People have died before. Like, he's a texter.
Darrin.
Yeah, I've had to tell him about that, too. But anyways, so he calls me at work. So I immediately think someone died. Like, because you're calling me. It's serious. And at the time, I couldn't be on the phone. So I'm like, hold on. So I run to the bathroom, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just acting funny. You know, I come over, you want to sit on the other side of the couch. You want to cuddle with me. I don't know what's going on. and it clicked in my head what he was asking for. And I was like, oh, that's simple. And he goes, what? I was like, I'm not your girlfriend. And it stopped him dead in his tracks. He was just like, all right, bye. He hung up. That evening, I got home from work. And mind you, I'm on my high horse because I'm like, I told him. Boom, I told you in your face. I come home and he's at the house and he's like, you want to be my girlfriend?
I need my cuddles.
Cuddling is very important. So we have literally been together ever since. That was July 2011 and yeah. Anything I missed that you needed to add?
Not too much.
And then,
Brother, I'm gonna tell you, you need to add some stuff.
It sounds like his love language is physical touch.
it's what it sounds like.
You might need to say you might need to say you kicked the door in or something.
Let me tell you, and I will say he made me lie. This poor girl was supposed to be my roommate, and I had to lie to her and tell her that she couldn't move in because he like bum guarded his way in and ended up moving in with me like a month later. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, girl. My brother has to move in with me. I did. I lied to her.
You said she was iffy on moving anyway.
Honestly, she was the
iffy.
girlfriend of this other guy I was talking to's like friend, so it was okay.
Yeah.
It would have been a little awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Did all that situation.
You didn't even know that.
No, see, well, I guess those things that you left out. So I guess
I didn't leave anything out. That was perfect.
You didn't leave anything out. It's just a different perspective. I would say, let's see where I'll interject that. New Year's.
Oh yeah, he was on a date with another girl.
Oh man.
Oh, and we this sounds so bad. Should we tell them about that?
I don't know.
We made a pact. What was our pact?
Oh my God. That was I'm not. That does not need to be aired.
I want to know now.
That does not need to be aired. Just for the public. I mean,
we do
public can
because
be
it's
cool,
love.
but not if the parties hear about it.
So what?
No.
It's over now. It's like 12 years ago, 14 years ago almost.
Well, we made a pact to break up with whoever we were dating.
We were technically dating other people in 2009. No, going into 2010. But from this January 1st to like maybe right before Valentine's Day, we were in other relationships. And so it finally was like, okay, if we're going to keep doing this, we need to break up with them. And so we made a pact to do it by Valentine's Day. We did it. So it's like...
So y'all...
Wow.
Good times.
Wow.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah.
Well, now they're judging us.
I know,
That's
right?
cold. That's cold.
That was cold, but we were young, and
Throw that out there.
you gotta-
BS excuse
you
people
got
say.
to. We
You're
were
in
young,
love,
and we were
no
like,
point in dragging
there
other
was no
people through the
point.
mess.
See, listen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Listen. Who
Oh,
I
he was really pimping though. No, he was really pimping for
I
real
wasn't
though.
doing nothing like that nature. The person I was dating was out of the state.
Oh, so we're not gonna talk about the other person that we were on.
No, but that had nothing to do with you. You were
I think
on
we
New
need to reel
Year's.
that in.
No, on New Year's,
I really did.
she on New Year's that she came over. Like the first time I saw her, she had basically came home from school. Like that was random. Like that wasn't no planned thing. Like it was. I don't know. Did Antoinette call me?
It was me, Antoinette, my little cousin.
I didn't call you.
No, it was Antoinette called you.
So Antoinette called me while I was.
It was my best friend from high school.
I was on a date with somebody else at the time, and
Not his girlfriend.
It wasn't. No, I wasn't dating nobody at the time. At that point, I wasn't with that person at that time. But it was just a rant. It was just a date that I had started on New Year's, so it was a random person date. Then on top of that was I basically had to
kick her out.
I wasn't saying that.
He kindly ended the date so he could see me.
Yes,
that's a nice way to say it.
You know what? I think y'all left a trail of trauma.
Broken hearts.
Y'all left some traumatized people
We did probably.
in your wake.
But they're happy now.
Yeah.
We're happy now.
Yes.
This is us.
Yes.
Yay. Built on a solid foundation of love.
Anyway,
so in between that time, or not in between, after that was when I got my first. I was always coaching at Brookhaven, and then I was took my first coaching job, girls basketball, and so that was my biggest goal I was trying to get to. So I got my first high school coaching job, and it was at Centennial High School. And so the first person I wanted to call and enjoy it with was Sheena. So that was what made me move into the apartment and
made him get serious,
do all that stuff. You know, I realized I wanted to enjoy that with somebody, and she was the first person I wanted to enjoy it with. So it's kind of what made it, solidified it for me.
Oh,
Well,
that's so
nice.
sweet.
That's
So
so sweet.
how has fatherhood been to you?
Fatherhood.
Yeah.
Man, it's trying, man. It's trying. It's what I don't like, or the things I probably do like or I love at the same time, is old pictures. I don't. They kind of scare me. They kind of scare me.
It goes by so fast.
I see my daughter at 3 or 4 or something like that, and it's just. Oof.
Where'd the time go?
It's just. It makes me feel like time is going. We'll say fast, but it seems like I'm losing. It's like she's going to be gone or something like that. I don't know. It's just.
It's scary.
It kind of freaks me out. She loves looking at them. I really I look at them and then I kind of cringe.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's sad because you look up seriously okay, she's 8. Okay, cool. 8's not. It doesn't seem like a big number. 9, you're like, wait a second, this is getting a little old. And then you're like, 10. Wait, what do you mean 10? Like, I'm sorry, you were just 2, and I'm changing your diaper. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
So
pretty soon she's gonna be a teenager.
my brothers.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Man, my brothers and stuff. They try to figure out, just making sure everything that you're doing. Try to feel like you feel like you don't have no regrets, I guess.
Yeah.
In their growing up child phase, I just try to do the best job I can, but they try to reassure me that, being there and doing something is better than,
than not.
Not or most, I won't say most, but some parents that kids have or anything like that. I mean, I don't, even if my parents even heard this, like, I don't regret my childhood at all. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of time to myself. And I had an imagination for the most part. I mean, I had no problem entertaining myself. My kids cannot entertain themselves. It's quite actually a little scary because my son, my daughter, not both of them. They have to have somebody.
They have to have someone to play with, or they have to watch something. Like, if you take the tablet or the TV and the phones away from them, it's like death.
I mean, it's like they can't until like there's been times where you take it away for hours. I mean, that stuff for hours, whatever. Like, you're just not getting it. They'll figure something out, but the amount of time it takes them to figure it out is like.
It's like hours.
And then it's like y'all don't even, once they figure it out, I don't even want to bother them. Like,
just
go,
play.
Go do it. But they love outside now. Don't get me wrong. They love playing outside. They rather
And
go
with their
outside.
friends.
They rather go outside than stay inside and do anything. So that is great. But for me, like, my dad wasn't at home every day of the week. My dad never lived with me. Never lived with me. We would go see him every other weekend. So he's being nosy.
You're not hungry. Go.
But this, even just when the little things I can do, try to do with him at home, or even my daughter, just the time, just that little bit of time, I never really had that.
Right.
Never really had it or not. My mom I was the last of her kids. So she was 36 when she had me. So like she put me in everything, provided everything that I needed or whatnot. But I don't know. It's just, as much as I know I'm on mines, my mom was on me about OCD things, keeping your room clean, all that.
Right.
They're just being. Yeah, but when we're talking about, I don't know, just trying to get better at something, outside of practice. And we're not talking about just sports, anything.
Right.
I was allowed to just chill. I was just do anything. And I wish I would have had like a little bit more, all my brothers and sisters were gone, a little bit more push at something. Hey, come on, let's go out and kick this ball. Let's go do this or that or whatever. Just something. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I developed a sort of I don't want to say laziness, because I don't want to call myself lazy, but as far as the work ethic, my work ethic is determined by what I love and passion, but I don't think I carry it over to everything that I do.
Right.
But that could be just a personal thing for me too. So but I don't know. It's just, what kind of impact can I have on them being 2-parent household versus me growing up as one? Can we do that better?
Can we do something better?
Right. Yeah. Because we talked before we even started recording. And like I said, like a Black Fathers Matters moment. So, I know that your children watch you in every aspect, which I think which is great. Because like they share with us how you cut your hair and your son cut his hair off.
No. What she didn't say was we both came from getting our hair cut.
Oh, okay.
Like literally that day. And just because I had a different haircut, he wanted to
Make it the same.
cut his hair.
So he went upstairs, straight to the bathroom, got the razor, and
Oh.
cut his. I mean, it couldn't have been
day.
like 3 minutes later. He comes down. He was so proud of his haircut because he wanted to look like Daddy.
So
That is so cute.
Yeah.
for him, that's probably one. I say for my daughter, for me, was her first cheer competition. For me, that was the first time I've seen her with confidence. And she was aggressive in what she was doing. She was confident in what she was doing.
Yeah.
So that for me was my most exciting moment, because that was something she had kind of struggled with, in front of a bunch of people.
Very
Like
shy.
that. So that was for me. Even that's probably one of the first moments I was really excited for her.
Okay.
For me, anyway. I mean, there are probably plenty of other ones. I mean, God, but that one
It was
stands
just
out for me.
seeing her
most.
to do something that she struggled with in the past, which was performing in front of other people, and they got her, smack dab in the front, and she's showing out, and it's just like, so
Nice.
Well, that's cool. So let me just say, hey, first of all, I tell everybody when they come on our podcast how much I love them and I admire them. So I want to thank you guys for coming on, because he done poked his head down, so I know they're getting. The kids are upstairs, so I know
Time
they're
to
getting
wrap
restless.
it up,
Yeah,
Mom
they're
and
getting
Dad.
I'm
restless.
hungry, like we didn't just come from brunch.
Right. So so just go ahead and give them the information that they can use to get in contact you, especially people in Ohio, Central Ohio, who's looking for real estate advice or looking to buy a home.
Absolutely. If you are in Ohio, you can reach out to us on the phone, 614-832-6039. You can reach out to us online at greenandassoc.com. That is our website. It'll have you log in, but it'll go directly to us, and then we can reach out to you from that point. You can check us by email, Tashina at greenandassoc.com. Green and Associates on Facebook. And then Central Ohio Realtor on TikTok, as long as they have it. And Tashina Realtor on Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you again. We love you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, yeah. So remember, you can always hear me and her every Sunday, 4 o'clock on gospelimpactradio.com. Music, inspiration, and fun. The Thursday podcast is streaming on all platforms. And our sponsor, Sons of SP Phillips, on all social medias, IG, Facebook, and Twitters. It is at Sons of SPP. Check them out. And we also have a YouTube for the Two Hearts and everything. So, yeah, if you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. You know how to do that. Again, thank you guys. Love you guys. Tell Shuby I said hey.
Will do.
And anything you want to say, who's back?
She's back. Yay!
I'm so happy to be back.
Lies. Lies.
Whatever.
Play the Mace intro. Welcome back.
Just looking forward to more podcasts, having more folks on.
Lies.
When he tells me about it, like if he has these podcasts in secret, how am I supposed to know about it? Or if I'm out of town?
They're not during church.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we're here for you when you tell us.
Thank you.
All
Yes.
right. So, as the her would say,
Thank you for your ears.
and as I would say, pray along the way.
All right.
Talk to you next time.
See ya.
Bye.